Hello everyone, Chris and the Mike here, bringing you another Hytale, and I have been in the help menu trying to figure out, on my server, how do I spawn that Praetorian skeleton, because I want the Grimoire, because I want to try to be a Necromancer for the first time. So I was like, oh, okay, let me try spawn skeleton, right? And let me just get a skeleton out. Nope. /spawning skeleton. Does that work? No, it doesn't seem that works. So I go to /help, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there are no anything to spawn mobs. And I'm like, I gotta code this thing. Okay, so I've been constructing my prompt, and here's what I have. User would like to spawn mobs in their server. For example, user would type in /bendit spawn skeleton burnt Praetorian, and the mob would spawn at the user's location. If the user adds an amount, then 2 would spawn. If any imports are required from the Hytale server, then it needs to build a spawn adapter. And here's some example code that I got from Gemini in order to spawn something from a server. So I had a short conversation with Gemini to figure out how we would do this. It gave me some sample code, and I'm going to put that into Claude Code. And then I gave it some sort of architectural specifications to say, okay, when you write a service, it goes here. When you write the command, it goes here. The commands have to utilize the spawn service. You have to register the commands in Bendit command, and then they're all initiated in the Bendit plugin. And then just making sure that I don't miss anything else. Nope, I think I'm good. So I'm going to take this entire prompt, and I'm going to give it to Claude Code and just let it go to work. There's one thing I forgot to put. I have to do no plan mode, just implement. And so we'll let Claude Code go to work. Changing the code base here. I'll save this README, and we'll come back after Claude does its thing. Okay, so Claude Code finished. And I'm going to take a look at what exactly it changed. So it looks like it made the spawn adapter. It created spawn service, created spawn command, and then it updated the bendit command. Good, that looks good. And then the bendit plugin command as well. All right. Everything looks good there now, but I'm seeing I have some concerns. So taking a look, you can see that my files are red. That means something is wrong with linting. We come here to the spawn command, and no commands should ever import a service straight into the core code. All imports from the Hytale server jar should always stay in an adapter. That's why I have that's why the spawn adapter exists. So this is all red. This is an issue for me, so I have to be able to explain this to Claude somehow. In addition, the spawn adapter is red, and it's missing a ton of references. So it doesn't know what Hytale server means. Doesn't know what vector 3D means. It seems like I got mixed up and put the code in the wrong place. So I need to explain this to Claude. So I will say no, tab to add additional instructions, and say is off about spawn command. Let me get the relative path. And spawn adapter. And then let me go to the spawn service, make sure that's not importing anything it's not supposed to. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now let me explain to Claude that spawn command utilizes spawn service, which utilizes spawn adapter to accomplish goals. Therefore, no Hytale server imports should be found in spawn command or spawn service. Only in spawn adapter. That is the purpose of the adapter. Okay, Claude is spitting out some initial code here. We're using the spawn adapter properly? Maybe. Maybe we're using it properly now. Taking a look, spawn service is now using spawn adapter. We change everything to the spawn adapter. We remove some stuff. Now we go to the spawn command. We removed the Hytale server imports that we did not want. That's great. And now we should use the spawn service, right? Yeah, we're using spawn service now. Then we remove the unused imports. And now it says check it out. Okay, so let's check it out. Our IDE, everything looks great. Now it's only spawn adapter that is having the issue. So it's having an issue with this Hytale server. It's having an issue with this vector 3D position. Cannot be resolved to a type. So I think I don't even need to go to Claude. I could just see that the imports are incorrect. So if we take a look at the import paths, it goes server core. So it's always server.core. I'm not too sure about the Hytale server part, but let me do server.core on here. And that will probably map correct. No, that still did not map correctly. So it's core entity entities, core entity. Yeah. So I'm gonna leave it. That didn't work right off the bat. I thought it was super smart, and I was like, oh, that's gonna work right off the bat. Let me try the math. So it goes Hytale. It's not server math. It's just Hytale math. And then there should be a vector. Oh, see, the name is even different on there. So it's math.vector. Oh, and that path lines up. We got that one right. Okay, so I know we just got this path wrong. And now let's take a look at the Hytale server. So we'll go up. I saw Hytale server around here somewhere. There it is, Hytale server. We could take a look at the path. It's Hytale server core Hytale server. So let's take a look and fix that. So it's Hytale server .core. And that fixes that path. So now it's just the entity that's the issue. So you've hit a common snag. The issue is that entity is a high-level abstraction that was refactored in the most recent updates. Oh, interesting. So there was a refactor. Aha. So why the error is happening. So let me tell this. So I got this from Gemini, and I got to tell this to Claude as well. So that way we could tell it to use it correctly. I think Claude figured it out. I think we are working now. There's no more red tape anywhere. Everything is looking green. The code is passing. Let me do a quick npm run test here, and this will let us know if we have any styling issues. I have it built in. I'm just going to put no and stop that right there. And we're going to let this run. Looks like Gradle had an update. Checking the styling and everything. Oh, no, we didn't. We have this line is longer than 100 characters on spawn service line 36. What? Oh, spawn service. I was on the wrong file. So let's go to line 36. And yeah, that is indeed longer. So how do we solve for that? Do you just do like a enter like that, and then that's no longer longer than 100 lines. So we'll run it. Yep, and it passes the build. Okay, so I've uploaded my new plugin .jar file to my server. I've reset my server. I did it in production and not in test, so I'm gonna see if I've broken anything in my server. All right, so that's good news. I've logged in successfully. Let me head on home, or actually, why don't I just do /bendit teleport home. Oh, thank goodness. So the plugin still works. At least we know teleport works. Let me do time set day. And then another thing we have to try is, let me head out here. And we should be able to still do bendit bank balance. And then I added some new features. I should be able to do like bend it perm. So that should work. And then I should be able to do bend it spawn. There it is. Mob ID and amount. So bend it spawn skeleton 1. An error occurred. Oh, darn it. So it looks like... What error did we get? Entity store cannot be cast to class.com store. Store in an unnamed module of loader app. So that's interesting. I wish I can copy paste that. Maybe I can find it in my server console. Here it is. I was able to grab the logs from the server console. So here I am spawning the skeleton 1. Tried to spawn a skeleton at location blah. Failed to execute command. Universe entity store cannot be cast to store. Entity store are in unnamed module of loader app. And so there's some code we'll have to fix, and then boom, 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 it's all messed up. And this is the same error occurring here. So if I go into my code and go source main Java adapter most likely, and we go to spawn adapter, this is where it's happening. We're putting this entity store into store. It does not like that. So I have to tell Claude Code, let's fix this. So I'm digging into the bug and I'm looking at what AI did to me, pulled a fast one on me and hid this suppress warnings line in my code. If I take that out, we're going to see some issues. The runtime error confirms that entity store and store entity store are completely different classes. They can't be cast to each other. The issue is that NPC plugin spawn NPC expects store entity store parameter, but world get entity store returns entity store directly. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess it's not doing that right now. So if I switch it, so if I take Gemini's suggestion and I just slap that in there and I say, now this is the store. And this has the null type. Whoa, that might actually work out. All right, so I've got the plugin updated. It's in my server. I should be able to do /bendit. That works. So I'm going to do /bendit spawn skeleton. Oh, yeah, I forgot to put the amount. 1. Failed to spawn skeleton. Check if the mob ID is correct. That is a good error. Let's go check the server console. Okay, so this website really did help over here. And I gave this website straight to Claude, and Claude was able to say, okay, don't put the namespace Hytale into the mob ID. Just put the name straight into it without Hytale : and it should work. So I tried to repackage it and ship it back out, but Hytale servers are down, and so now I can't test my plugin. All right, and Hytale servers are back. It's going to let me get back onto my server, and we're going to try out this code. All right, so it removed the namespace. Thank you, Claude. And we're going to do bendit spawn skeleton 1. Yes, it works. Let's go. Okay, so now I've been wanting to get the skeleton Praetorian to spawn. Let me do time set day, and I'm gonna come here and I'm going to do /bendit spawn. There's this website called Hytale mob IDs, and then I can go search for skeleton, and then there should be the Praetorians. There's so many skeletons here. Let me type in Praetorian. There we go. Skeleton burnt Praetorian. Let me go ahead and try to spawn that and do a 1. Yes! That's perfect. Oh, he teleports. This guy's going to be really hard to defeat, isn't he? Shoot your leg. And so why I wanted to spawn this better than just trying to find it, am I out of arrows? Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, I am out of arrows. Holy crud. So I wanted to spawn this because it drops a grimoire, and that grimoire
it allows you to be a necromancer. So I'm like, I'm trying to be a necromancer. That's what I need in my life. And this thing is going to destroy my face, isn't it? So I'm so happy that this works in game now. And now that we have this figured out, oh, he's all bugged out. Whoa! Whoa! He jumped all the way down there. That is insane. Anyways, I'm so happy that we got this thing spawned in. Let me see if I can get the wreck on it. I just need to try and get the kill. Yikes. Is he gonna... Oh my gosh, I've got another mob after me as well. That's super annoying. Now we get to spawn any mob that we want. And it looks like that... I'm like, can I shoot this thing? Shoot you in the leg. That works. Whoa, oh my... Oh! Holy crud, I did not expect that move. What is he doing? That's crazy. Did he just heal himself? I think this dude just healed himself. Oh, we got him. Okay, did he drop the... Oh my gosh, did he drop the Grimoire? No, he dropped a thorium ingot though. So this is perfect. I'm going to keep spawning these Praetorian skeletons until I get the Grimoire, and then I'm going to go make myself a Necromancy video. It was so much easier to vibe code the plugin to spawn the mob than to go around and adventure around trying to find that mob for a video. So thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe and like for some more content like this. Vibe coding. Let's go.